So, hello everyone. Today in my app session, we are going to talk about what we have been so programmed to believe and see ourselves through the certain lens that tends to cause a lot of suffering, and how you can break free from um, negative thinking that is not really yours in the first place. So, something that is inbound with human nature and something that you cannot really escape is the programming that you face while growing up, and the way how you see other human beings, interact, and the way how you see people's relationship with society, people, how they act in the world, and what is seen as unworthy versus worthy, what is seen as good versus bad, what is seen as successful versus unsuccessful. And you sort of take in all of these ideas as sort of your own, because our brain is wired for survival, and in order to survive, we do live in a society that we have to sort of survive in and through with other people. And so we tend to see from a very young age how people sort of gain their worth, their sense of self and their worth through a certain appearance or a certain status in career, money. You see how people gain their sense of self through other people around them, how many friends they have, or how many people they can please and have in their corner, or grades, like academics and all of these things. And not a lot of people that go through this structure and process of society take a step back and question the system and question how it sort of strips them from their authenticity and from their unique self that they came into this world with, because of the pressure of conformity to survive in this society. And it's been a process around 3 years that I've started questioning myself, like, what am I seeing myself through the lens of? And a lot of it has to do with, the education system. How much can I score in an exam? How many friends can I make? How can I get as muscular as I can? Or, how can I get the most high paying job right now? And sometimes I wonder, like, okay, yeah, all of these things are important because we're taught that it's important for survival, but like, what do I really want, you know? And I feel like a lot of people are born creative, a lot of people are born with a certain skill, a certain talent, a gift from God, and that gets so overlooked eventually as you go through the motions of life, and that gets so, you know, sort of rusted and just unimportant because you have to be able to make it to survive in this certain way. Um, and it's sad to, lose your spark when it comes to hobbies, when it comes to interests, and all of these things because of the weight of the world. And that is all just to say that it is possible to question the system. You can still be a part of it and question it. And an example of that is, for an example, instead of trying to gain a certain appearance or a certain look, you can change your relationship with your body. You can look at your body as something that you experience life through, something that you are able to, you know, meet other people through at the end of the day. something that, you can go to the gym, you can lift weights, you can see yourself getting stronger each and every week, instead of just, chasing an aesthetic. Changing your relationship with even like grades, for an example, seeing yourself improve in something that you're interested in, learning, like actually learning things that interest you, instead of just trying to please your parents or trying to please your peers with a certain letter. Like, it's just a letter at the end of the day. And what's the point of getting an A plus if you don't remember what you learned in the class? Like that, at that point, is just purely you just trying to survive the system. And I've fallen victim to this because in university I had so many classes, and I just sort of had to get through them to get like my degree. I don't remember most of the things I learned, and it's sad because we spend so much money in these classes as well, you know. I've always been super into music, into creativity, and I remember a long period of losing my spark for that because there were so many other things I had to do, and then having to do those things burn you out, very quickly. It burns you out, that you lose that zest for things that you are passionate about. So the reason I'm making this video is so that I could inspire people to really question, their survival mechanisms, to question, the automatic programming that runs in our internal monologue every single day, and question what feels genuine to you. Because you will always be able to feel it, like in your soul, the resistance to something that society is deeming, like pushing onto you. Like, I remember I felt so much resistance towards like a skincare routine. Like, our skin is an organ at the end of the day. It should not be something that we judge people's worth based off. It's an organ, and it's crazy how much people make you insecure about something and then sell you the solution. You need to be able to question what is authentic to you, what matters to you, and then you can still be in the system, but you are able to sort of live it more on your own terms. And that creates so much space and so much breathing room for authenticity to bloom, for, your unique characteristics to show. And you only have one life at the end of the day, and being able to live this life on your terms, even though it's hard and the system definitely just keeps getting harder and harder, you can always navigate it and, sort of enjoy the system as well. It does give you structure, it gives you a goal, but you don't have to negotiate your worth with the system.